Hey there, Brittany here. In this training video, I am going to be showing you and talking about how to know your niche to gain followers. And I'm just going to make sure this is working on my end because technical difficulties do happen, so bear with me for 1 second. Okay, it looks like it's working. Sound is on. We are going to rock and roll. Okay, first things first, if you do not have a notebook and a pen, I highly recommend you go grab one because I'm going to be having you do some exercises throughout this training video. If you aren't prepared to go grab a notebook and pen, just really pay attention to what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, and you can always go back when this video is done and redo it. And I'm going to recommend you go back and watch this training again afterwards anyways, but let's get rolling. All right. I just said the title, obviously. All right, I've only used, so this is Canva. I have done a training on Canva. I've made this presentation in Canva. So let me take a second. Okay, there we go. All right. So expectations throughout this training. This won't be the last time you work on your niche because you will evolve as a person as your business will also evolve. It's going to feel wrong before it feels right. So doing these exercises, you might actually feel a little silly. So that's what I mean by it's going to feel wrong before it feels right. It's not going to feel natural doing it. And the reason why we are doing this, because I want you to get clarity on the people you are speaking to, because you want to know who you're trying to attract. Because with this business, with affiliate marketing, or, if you're just learning the affiliate marketing skill and putting it somewhere else, you are not talking to everybody in the world. You need to narrow down in order for this to be successful for you. Expectation number 3, I don't know is no longer going to be in your vocabulary. No one knows you or your life. So you are actually the only person who does know everything about your niche. Lean in to get uncomfortable and trust the process. All right, let's move on. Okay, I want you, if you did grab a pen and paper, I want you to write down this exact statement. I help blank go from feeling blank to feeling blank by blank. So write down this exact statement. The reason I want you to write this down as we are going through this training video, whether you're doing it now or coming back to it, I highly recommend you do it now. But you cannot appreciate where you are and where you end up unless you have seen where you have been. Throughout this video, we're going to work on filling in these blanks, okay? So I'm sure you have this written down, all right? Examples of niche statements. So I'm going to obviously read these to you, but what I mean by this, who are you helping? Are you helping single moms? Are you helping college students, business owners? Are you helping business owners who own brick and mortars? Who are the people you actually want to help? Okay. Are you helping them go from feeling stressed about bills? Are you wanting to help them quit their 9 to 5? Are you wanting to help them with their marketing? Meaning maybe you're helping business owners do their marketing because they don't want to. That is an absolute possibility when you know the affiliate marketing skill. What is that undesired feeling they have? All right, so examples of niche statements. These are random things, okay? They don't really, maybe they have to do with affiliate marketing, maybe they do not, but I want to give you examples of what I mean, like who are you trying to help? What is that feeling? What is that an undesired feeling that you don't want your audience to feel anymore? So here are my examples. I help moms release the weight of endless laundry piles by providing affordable door-to-door on-demand laundry service so they can focus on what matters most, their family. Example number 2, I support high-level executives with their targeted daily nutrition goals by delivering perfectly portioned, fresh, and delicious cuisine to their workplace, taking the prep work out of healthy eating. Example number 3, I help female entrepreneurs go from feeling lost and aimless to having clarity and direction with their social media strategy on Facebook through webinars, courses, and let me hide this out of the way, courses and retreats, all right? So what transformation are you helping your niche make? All right. I help them go, here's the statement again. I help them go from feeling blank to feeling blank by doing this thing. You want to get as specific and as narrow as possible. So take a second, you see my examples, you hopefully wrote down that statement I wanted you to write down. So just write down whatever comes to mind, then we will get more specific. So just take your pen and write down whatever comes to mind with a niche statement that you would want to use for your business. Okay. I'm going to give you 1 second as I flip my pages from my notes. So I help them go from feeling blank to feeling blank by doing this thing, all right? Make sure you're getting specific and you're getting narrow. The reason when it comes to your niche and your followers, your audience, whatever you want to call it, you want to get specific and narrow, and it might seem silly, but the more specific and narrow you can get, the more attraction you're going to get, because you're speaking to certain people. Like if you're just speaking to everybody in the world, you're not going to get narrowed down enough. Like you don't want to speak to everybody. As I said, I know that sounds silly. All right, your version 1, and when I say version 1, you just wrote down your niche statement. We are going to progress throughout this video. So you just wrote down your version number 1. All right. Let me go to my next slide. I don't remember what it is, and I don't know if I want to go forward, but we're gonna. All right, we're gonna go forward. Now I want you, okay, with affiliate marketing, you do not have to do lives. You do not have to do videos. So through this training, don't have it in your mind like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do lives. I don't want to do videos. This is just me giving you a training to help you get your niche down, your niche statement down, okay? So I want you to imagine you just started a live video on Facebook, all right? You have people scrolling their timeline while people are scrolling their timeline. They're getting text messages, they're getting email notifications, maybe they have kids screaming in the background, maybe the laundry's beeping because it just finished, maybe their spouse is asking them something, whatever it is, okay? With all this going on, when you're coming up with your niche statement, all right, and what you want for a niche, with all this chaos going on in someone's life, how are you going to make someone stop in their tracks to watch you do this live video amidst all the chaos they have going on all around them? What is going to make them stop so they pay attention to you? So for example, if we are talking about, if I was doing a live video, I'm an affiliate marketer. So with all the other affiliate marketers out there, what is going to make someone stop for me when there are 500 other things coming at them? How are you going to stand out from the crowd and all the chaos? This is why knowing your niche and why having a niche statement is so important, because if you can get someone to stop in their tracks right away to watch you, you want to make sure it is an audience that you want. Like you are speaking to them. You're going to get their attention. You're going to suck them in, okay? All right. So with that being said, that is why just sharing, so for example, in this live video, that is why just sharing who wants to make money while they sleep or who wants to make money from their phone, that is not going to get you far. Yes, that may stop someone in their tracks, but everybody out there is saying that. A lot of people might just be like, oh, there's another one of those videos. So you need to know who you're speaking to. Your niche statement is huge because you want to stand out from all these other affiliate marketers who are using, like, who wants to make money while they sleep and all that jazz. Yeah, if it's weight loss, whatever you're talking about. All right, we are going to uncover in this training what makes you special. Whether you think you're special or not, you are special in your own unique ways. I am going to give you some hints of how we're going to make your niche statement even better. Now, all right, so let me, hold on, go back to my notes. All right, obviously I can't see you right now, okay? So if you wrote your niche statement down, as I said before, I hope you did because this exercise is huge. It's going to help you tremendously. I want you, as I said, I can't see you. We're going to pretend I can. I want you to raise your hand if you have make money from home in your niche statement currently. I want you to raise your hand if you have women or men in your niche statement. If I could see you right now, I guarantee the majority of people that are watching this video, that have watched this video, are raising their hand right now because I guarantee you have the make money from home in your statement, women, men. And that, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? This is why we are doing this exercise. But that right there is not going to make you stand out because, as I just said, the majority of you watching this are probably raising your hand right now because that was in your niche statement. All right. Yeah, so given that, do you really think you're going to stand out with the current words you are using? Here are some examples of what being unique and standing out look like. So areas to your niche, you got logical connections versus emotional connections. And let me backtrack for 1 second. Hold on. Okay, actually, hold on for 1 second. Pretend I didn't just pull up this slide. I want you to backtrack. So as I just said, the current words you are using right now, if you use men, women, make money from home, those are not going to make you stand out, all right? So now I want you to do version 2 of your statement, all right? So go back to what you originally had wrote down, and I want you to get rid of those words. If you have women, if you have men, if you have make money from home, I want you to get rid of those words and put something else. So go ahead, take a second, do that. If you aren't doing this exercise at the moment, make sure when you come back and you follow this training, you have done version 1 and you have done version 2 of your statement up to this point. Now we are going to talk about how we can make your statement even better. So you've done version 1, you've done version 2. We are now going to be working towards version 3. And these are 2 ways you can make connections with people. So as I was saying previously, you have logical connections versus emotional connections. Logical connections, all right, that is your immediate connection. Something more broad and not debatable. So for example, I have brown eyes. That's a logical connection. Like I can't lie about having brown eyes, all right? I have 2 kids. That is obvious, that is immediate, that is something somebody sees right off the bat. And then you have your emotional connections, and that is this right here in your niche statement. You want to, hold on, my notes are a little, hold on 1 second. And so the emotional connections, the feeling that someone wants, this is where you would hit their pain points. You want to help them get over that feeling that they're not wanting to that feeling that they do want. So for example, if I was to go back, let me go back real quick. If I was to go back to this top statement right here. Like if there's moms watching this or dads, whoever does all the laundry, I'm sure me reading this, you would be like, oh my gosh, that statement I can totally relate to. Like, I need this person in my life. That is emotional connection because you're hitting somebody's pain point. So that is what I mean by emotional connection. All right. So now, these are the examples of logical and emotional. So your logical would be their gender, age, marital status, children, employment, their income, their industry, interest, hobbies, lifestyle, their location, where do they live, and the emotional connections go to their fears, frustrations, hopes, dreams, what makes them laugh. Are they shy? Are they outgoing? How and when do they feel most at peace? What makes them feel anxious? What thoughts do they have about themselves? Okay, now think about your ideal person. Write as fast as you can and write as many specifics for the person you are wanting to serve. These may not apply to your niche statement, but it's showing you how clear you should be. And this will also help you to create content. So take a couple seconds, do the gender, the age. Are you wanting to target somebody who's married? Maybe you want to target single moms. Like, what is their job? Maybe they're a teacher, maybe they're a nurse, maybe they're a doctor. Get as specific as possible, super quick, and just write down a list of the type of person and people you're wanting to target. You want to do it for the logical connections and the emotional connections. So I'm just going to give you a couple seconds so you can start writing, get your brain going. If you can't finish, or again, if you are not doing this at this very second, this is what I am meaning by this. Get as specific as possible. None of this has to relate to your niche statement, but when you make these as narrow as you possibly can, as I said, it's going to help you to create your content in the long run because your content, these are the people you want to be targeting, so you need to make sure you are talking to them correctly. All right. If you have started doing that, I now want you to go and do version 3 of your statement. If you have to, if you're feeling overwhelmed right now because I'm spitting so much at you because I just want to make this in a timely manner for you, and then you can come back to it. But come back after this video ends if you need to, but you absolutely do not want to be skipping these exercises. We hear a lot of the time, can I do this without a following? I have followers, but I don't have that many. I want to get more followers. This is what you absolutely need to be doing if you are one of those people complaining about anything I just said. Knowing your niche statement is an absolute must. You cannot just be talking to every single person, okay? All right, we are going to move on from this screen. All right, don't let this screen overwhelm you. This is another exercise. So if you have your pen and paper, I want you to set up, do that middle circle, and then you're going to do 6 circles around it. And I want you to, what I have in the center of mine, I want you to write that. Ignore the stuff on the outside of this diagram. Just write what is in the center. So this is going to be where we dive deep into what's the deepest thing you are most passionate about, and we are going to break that down while doing this exercise. It may be tricky the first time around, especially if you are following along and trying to do it, because I'm going to be putting you on the spot to do it. We are going to peel back the layers of who you are. We're sort of taking it back to elementary school by doing something like this, all right? We are going to be doing, and this is what I call a mind map, all right? We are going to start over to the left of my screen. All right. I want you, if you haven't already, write majority of time activity. I want you to list out super quick a list of things you spend doing all the time. This should be easy because this is just a general thing. Are you driving your kids around the time? Are you in meetings all the time? Do you feel like you're constantly cleaning? This could go back to the laundry. Do you feel like you're doing laundry all the time? So this is just general. This doesn't have to do with business. It can do with business, but life in general, business in general, what are you spending the most of your time doing? That is going to go on the outside of majority of time activity. All right, the next one is what you do for you. So your choice of activities. Do you work out? Do you listen to music on blast? Do you read? Maybe you do yoga, Pilates. Do you go to the spa? Maybe you go to the park and walk your dog. But this, you want to list out what you do for you. Some of you may be surprised at how little you actually write in this, but write down what you do for you. All right, we are going to move on. What feedback do you receive? So this can be about anything, but it obviously has to be from other people. All right. So maybe someone tells you all the time, your kids are so well behaved, or maybe you have amazing hair and they tell you your hair is amazing. Or we actually get this compliment a lot, not to toot our own horns, but your house is always so clean. Our house is always so clean because we can't deal with clutter. We can't deal with stuff everywhere. So, before we go to bed at night, we make sure dishes are done, everything's picked up. So maybe this is you too. You like keeping a clean house, all right? Next one, things you're proud of. This could be anything related, even your business. So you're proud that you started a business. Maybe you're proud that you are watching this training right now and taking time to make a better future for you and your family and so forth. Maybe you've stayed consistent with working out. Maybe you've accomplished a goal at work. Maybe you got a promotion at work. List the things you are proud of. While you are doing that, I just want to say this exercise is pulling in bits and pieces that can be related to your business. What is the thing that will get a following that naturally flows with you? So this is going to help with your niche. This is going to help with the people you want to draw in to follow you. All right. Next, what's a skill you could easily grow? Let's go back to the home thing. Maybe it's organizing your home better. Maybe it's learning how to bake or how to cook. And here we are doing affiliate marketing. So maybe that skill you could easily grow is online marketing. All right. So what's a skill you could easily grow? Maybe you want to learn how to garden. Maybe you want to learn some type of new exercise. I don't know. Just write down a skill that you know you could grow. All right, next we are going to move on. What's a start to finish process you could teach? All right. Maybe, you could teach someone how to make an ebook. So for example, I never could have, if you asked me 6 years ago to make an ebook, I would have rolled my eyes at you. But that's a skill I could easily grow. So I learned how to make an ebook, and it's now at the point that I could show you the process start to finish. Okay. So another example, maybe you are good at setting up budgets and you set up a budget and put it together on a spreadsheet and you show other people how to do that. Maybe you yourself, you learn how to use Canva and then you can show somebody else how to use Canva and everything Canva has to offer start to finish. Okay, now we are going to be wrapping things up shortly. I have thrown a lot at you, so you absolutely want to come back and rewatch this a handful of times. So as I said, this exercise is pulling bits and pieces that can absolutely be related to your business. So now, guess what we're going to do? I want you to write version 4 of your niche statement. And let me go back in case you didn't write this down. So you're going to go back. I help blank go from feeling blank to feeling blank by blank, all right? So this is your version 4. So compared to your version 1, you should have progressed tremendously by this point. Okay, so if you have finished this part, if you had finished your version 4, we are going to add one last kicker to drive this whole thing home, okay? We are going to add something smart. This can help define the way that you help people, okay? All of these are like 20%, all right? So you should be adding something smart. So let's talk about S, which is specific. How do you do this? Like, how do you help someone? So for example, I'm helping you guys by giving you a niche training, how your niche statement is going to help you narrow down to the specific people you want to follow you, that you are wanting to help. So specific, how do you do this? How are you helping someone? Maybe it's webinars. Maybe you want to do their marketing for them. Maybe you want to help them create content. Maybe you want to help them do Facebook ads. So specific. So you want to go ahead and, write, this is another exercise you can be doing. So for specific, write down how you do this. Like, how are you planning on helping people, okay? Measurable. So, for example, we're going to go with a fitness related example because it's the easiest thing that comes to mind. You're helping people, let me start this over again because I wrote something down here. You're helping them relieve a certain amount of inches. So, measurable. Maybe in your niche statement somewhere, that is what you are writing, that you're helping them relieve a certain amount of inches. So, when someone thinks of that, you're making, how do I put this? You are, how do I want to word this? Give me 1 second to think, my brain. Okay, so you are putting, maybe you're helping them relieve 5 inches, okay? So it's in their head like, okay, I can do that. That's measurable. That doesn't seem drastic. So you just want to make sure whatever it is that you are saying can be measurable to that person. Again, fitness related, maybe you are helping someone get their body moving for 30 minutes a day. So that's in somebody's head. Okay, this person is going to help me get moving 30 minutes a day. So they have in their mind either 5 inches lost or 30 minutes a day walking. Again, this is just fitness related. All right, the A stands for attainable. This needs to make sense in their brain that they can actually do the thing. Meaning, so we're going back to the fitness thing, meaning you won't say you can lose 10 inches overnight. So if we go back to the measurable, you might be saying you're helping them relieve 5 inches in 2 months. Okay, so they then have that 2 months in their mind, knowing that that is attainable because it's not happening overnight. So that is what is going to help it make sense in their brain that they can actually do it because it's not this overnight thing. All right, we're going to move on to R, risky. Give them some butterflies. You want it to still be risky, but you also want it to be attainable. I have a really silly example, but I want the risky part to make sense to you, so this is my ridiculous example for you. This is what I would say. I'm going to show you how to wear a hat so you don't need to wash your hair all the time. So, I do that already. So it's not risky for me, but it's attainable. So maybe that statement is reaching somebody who doesn't wear a hat. So it's going to be risky for them because they're not used to a hat, but it's also going to be attainable because you are going to teach them how to do that, and then they can wash their hair less, okay? Are you following along? I hope you're following along with that. All right, and T for the SMART. Okay. T stands for timeline. You have to give a timeline of accomplishment or when you will deliver the thing. So if we go back to, like I just said, measurable and attainable, people, you're talking 5 inches in 2 months, okay? Or also the attainable, you're saying, you're not going to lose the 5 inches overnight, but I can help you do it in 2 months. People like a timeline, and for me personally as well, like I need that timeline. So you have to make sure you're giving someone a timeline for whatever you are helping them accomplish or whatever you are helping them deliver. So another example, maybe you are going to be showing people how to make an ebook. So that timeline, you would want to be saying at the end of these 7 days, you're going to know start to finish how to make an ebook. There's the timeline. They know in 7 days, in 1 week, they are going to know the whole ebook process of making one. All right. So that is what I mean by timeline. All right. Are you ready? This is a lot. This is an earful. We're finishing up. We're wrapping up, okay? Now you are going to go back to your statement, and I want you to add something from this whole SMART thing at the very end of your statement. And this exercise may even be tricky for you right now because maybe you don't exactly know what you want for a niche. And again, that's why you're going to come back and you're going to watch this video and do all these exercises until you find your niche, until you narrow your niche down. So I might be speaking gibberish to you because you're just watching this training and not doing the exercises, and I've totally lost you. That's exactly why you're going to come back to this training as many times as you need to until you nail your niche down, because I want you to be successful. And if you want to be successful, you have to know your niche. I know I said that a million times, and I'm going to keep on saying it. All right, now I want you to, you're going to go back. If you've been following along, you're going to go back. You're going to look at your first statement, and I want you to compare it to the one you just finished. All right. So if you're going to come back and do all these exercises, just know I want you to compare your first niche statement to your last niche statement, and I want you to see the transformation, because you probably have something that is not eye-catching, that is not going to make you stand out. And as I mentioned before, that is totally not a big deal because we have to start somewhere. But this is why you want to do all these exercises, so you can narrow it down, you can break it down, and find that niche that you are wanting to target. And here's the thing, as I also said in the beginning, because you're going to grow as an individual, you're going to grow your business, everything is going to evolve and grow. So doing this exercise and possibly changing your niche statement a few times a year, like this, you want to do this a few times a year, because like I just said, you're going to grow, your business is going to grow, you're going to evolve, your business is going to evolve. So this is definitely something, like you're not going to do this right now and then 10 years from now you're going to be using the same thing. Like you have to go in at least 2 times a year to redo this and reevaluate where you were when you originally made your niche statement to where you are now. All right, that was a lot of different exercises. I highly recommend you set time in your schedule to do this, to get it done, to do it thoroughly, because it's only going to help you in the long run. So that is it. This was your training video on know your niche to gain followers and to stand out from the crowd. And I will see you on the next training.